Hello and welcome back to the Champions League Challenge on Football Manager 2022, where we are in charge of Steaua Bucharest in the top tier of Romania. Now, before we get into the games that we played off camera since the last episode, we have some news on the takeover. The takeover has now happened. Cyprian Marin is our new chairman, and he's the guy that wanted to keep me in charge, so we've not had any concerns about my contract being cancelled or anything like that. And hopefully he's going to give us a bit of money in the summer, provided we don't get relegated. But with that all said, let's go and take a look at the 7 games that we've played off camera since the last episode. We're back for more Casa Liga 1 action. It is FC Voluntari at home to Steaua Bucharest. It's a penalty for FC Voluntari. Up steps Vadim Rata and he sends the keeper the right way, but he just can't get a hand to it, and it's 1-0 to Voluntari. Kukolj with the ball in the box. On the byline, pulls it back for Halep. Halep's there, and Halep has scored. It's an equaliser for Steaua. Free kick, George takes it. Brahimi's there, it's saved by the keeper. Brahimi's got an open goal, and Brahimi has regained the lead for Voluntari. It's 2-1. Ball out wide to Mitrovic. First time cross, Halep's there, and Halep has scored again. He levels it once more, 2-2. And Ayub Abu has won the ball high up the field. Ball into the box. Halep's there once more, and Halep has a hat-trick, and the game has been turned on its head. It's 3-2 to Steaua. So at full time, it's FC Voluntari 2, Steaua Bucharest 3. We're back for more Casa Liga 1 action. It's Steaua Bucharest at home to FCSB in the Bucharest derby. Coming with the ball in the box. Gets across in. Farnberger's there at the near post, and Lucas Farnberger's got the opening goal for FCSB. Koeman running down the left side. Gets the ball into the box. Tanas is there, and Florent Tanas gets FCSB's second goal of the game. Tanas plays it to Alaru. Alaru from distance has got FCSB's third goal of the game. Darius Alaru on the score sheet. Farnberger advancing with the ball. He's tripped by Mitrovic, who's on a yellow card. It looks like he's going to get sent off, and things are going from bad to worse for Steaua. The referee calls Mitrovic over, and it is a second yellow, a red card for Jovan Mitrovic. So it's finished here. Steaua Bucharest 0, FCSB 3. We're back for more action from Casa Liga 1. It's Chindia Targovishta at home to Steaua Bucharest. Draghici whips the ball in from the right. Van Mullem's there with a header, and Jeremy Van Mullem has put Steaua Bucharest 1-0 up here. Capusa running down the right side with the ball. Gets the ball into the box. Popaduke is there, and Doru Popaduke has got the equaliser for Chindia. Badea with the first time ball over the defence. Huiban nods it down. Halep's there, and Dimsu Halep has got Steaua back into the lead just before half time. Popaduke advancing forward with the ball, skips the challenge of the defender, cuts inside, plays it into the box, and Dumitra's there, and it's back on level terms. Chindia have equalised. It's 2-2. Negut running down the right wing, gets to the byline, pulls across in. Popaduke's there, free, unmarked, and it's 3-2 to Chindia. So it's full time and it's finished. Chindia Targovishta 3, Steaua Bucharest 2. It's time for another Bucharest derby. It's Dynamo Bucharest at home to Steaua Bucharest. Penalty for Dynamo Bucharest. Cretu steps up and smashes that to the goalkeeper's right hand side. It's 1-0 Dynamo. Turcoviano on the ball for Dynamo. Nice through ball to Marin. Marin's through on goal. It's Marin to make it 2-0, and Marin does exactly that. Stefan Passinel on the ball. Gets the ball into the box. Suzniar's there. Suzniar with a header. Saved by the keeper, but he's parried it straight to Suzniar, and Suzniar has got one back for Steaua Bucharest. His second goal of the season. Marin with the ball. Gets the ball into the box. Minea with a header, and the 2-goal lead has been restored for Dynamo. So at full time, it's finished Dynamo 3, Steaua Bucharest 1. It's time for more Casa Liga 1 action. It's Steaua Bucharest at home to Rapid Bucharest. Moyes with the free kick for Rapid from the right hand side. Dobrosavlevici is there, and Alan Dobrosavlevici has got the opening goal for Rapid. Moyes with another free kick, plays it at the edge of the box. Serbanika with a shot, and Serbanika has scored Rapid's second. Ball's played to Serbanika, first time ball in from him. Stahl with a header off the keeper, but then Chenkum is there to get the scraps, and Felix Chenkum's made it 3-0. Donos, nice through ball to Dimsu Halep. Halep with a chance to get one back, and he has done. Dimsu Halep with the finish. Moyes with a free kick, plays it in the box towards Diarra, takes it touch, brings it down, and then has scored. Yusuf Diarra with the fourth goal for Rapid. So it's all over here, and it's finished Steaua Bucharest 1, Rapid Bucharest 4. We've got more Casa Liga 1 action for you now. Steaua Bucharest at home to FC Buzău. Donos with a great chance here. He's in the box. He's been taken out wide. Pulls back to Halep, and Halep has got the opening goal of the game. Dimsu Halep with the 7th goal of the season. Katlin Kokos with the ball on the right hand side. Gets the ball into the box. Badea's there. He gets up to head it, and Badea has scored off the inside of the post and in. 2-0 Steaua. Badea Through ball to Halep. Halep's through on goal. It's Dimsu Halep, and Dimsu Halep's got the third for Steaua. Donos in the box with his back to goal. Plays it across goal to Mitrovic, who gets a shot away, and he's beating the keeper at the near post. It's 4-0. Ursu on the edge of the box. Plays it inside to Nani. Nani gets the shot away, and it's 4-1. A consolation goal, surely. Badea's through on goal. Takes a shot. It's blocked, but Halep's there on the rebound, and it's 5-1. And it's ended here. Steaua Bucharest 5, FC Buzău 1. We're live at Gazmetan Stadium for Gazmetan Medias against Steaua Bucharest. Diogo Azata with the ball in the box, plays it across to Chamed, and Chamed has the opening goal of the game. 1-0 Gazmetan. Chamed on a free kick for Gazmetan in the dangerous position, takes the free kick, and he's scored. Nasser Chamed has scored Gazmetan's second goal of the game. Halep with the ball on the halfway line, turns and plays a beautiful through ball to Milos Kukoc, who's through on goal. It's Milos Kukoc, surely, and Milos Kukoc has got a goal back for Steaua. Sibu with the through ball, and Puhacianu has been fouled there by Jeremy Van Mullum. He's already on a yellow card, and he has been given his second yellow card. Van Mullum has been sent off. It's all over at Gazmetan Stadium. It's finished Gazmetan Medias 2, Steaua Bucharest 1. So after all those games, this is where we find ourselves in the table. The 2 games remain, both games we will be playing in today's episode. We are 6th in the table, just 1 place and 1 point clear of the final relegation playoff place, which is currently occupied by FC Voluntari, but they've played a game more than us, so we do still have the upper hand. A victory for us today would confirm our position in Casa Liga 1 for next season, so that's what we're hoping for. And the team that we face in our first of today's 2 games is actually FCU Craiova, who currently occupy the other playoff place alongside FC Voluntari, but they can't get any higher than where they are. So it's been a little while since I last played the game, so I can't really fully remember what I was doing with the tactic, but I think this is a new tactic compared to last time. It's a 4-2-4 formation. We've got Tomaniga in goal as always. We've got Goran Lonchar at right back. He is leaving us at the end of the season. He's joining a different team on a free transfer, or he's just leaving on a free transfer. I'm not really sure. Yeah, he's just leaving on a free transfer. He's confirmed he doesn't want to sign a new contract. I'm probably going to try and get him to sign a new contract, as he is one of our better players, and we are now playing with a right back. That's something for the future. In central defence, we've got Vincenzo De Somma and Gabriel Nikoleski. At left back, we've got Claudio Iadosh, who is one of very few players that we've got that can play at left back. In central midfield, we've got Julian Badea and Stefan Pasionel. Stefan Dragici is on the right wing, Jovan Mitrovic on the left wing, with Milos Kukoc and Dimsu Halep up front. Now, if I remember rightly, I changed the formation because we weren't doing too greatly in the past few games, which you'll have seen in the highlights. 1 win in a whole host of games, I think, is what we're on. So we do need to try and change our form. I mean, we do just need 1 win to confirm our place, as I said earlier, but it would be nice to pick up 2 victories in today's episode. So just the 1 win in the last 5 games for both of these sides, actually. We, of course, picking up 4 defeats. FCU Craiova managing to get a few draws in amongst the win, and I think it was 1 defeat, if I saw that correctly. But yeah, this is a big game for both teams. FCU Craiova looking to get a bit of momentum gathered before the end of the season, and where they'll have to play a relegation playoff, and us, of course, looking to fully avoid the relegation playoff. And we've got the first highlight of the game. It's Capaci. It is Paul Capaci, former Steaua player Paul Capaci, who is now plying his trade with FCU Craiova. Sidibe's on the ball now, moving forward with it. Badea tries to win the ball and tries again to win the ball, but he's unsuccessful. Apoku Agimang's through and it's off the post, and Iordash can play that back to Tomaniga to have it cleared. But Craiova come forward once more with the ball. It's Albiu. Got a man in tons of space on the right-hand side, but they didn't want to use him. Lonchar with the throw-in, just inside the Craiova half, finds Dragici. He's going to try and take his man on. Plays the ball forward to Kukoc on the right-hand side. Milos Kukoc hopefully can get a ball into the box here. He does so. Halep's there, and Halep has smashed that in for his 10th goal of the season. We've opened the scoring, and as it stands, we are safe in the league for another season. Terrible defending from Craiova, though. Kukoc picking up the ball on the right-hand side, moving all the way down to the byline, and eventually getting a cross out, and Halep just managing to sneak in front of the keeper, losing his man. And we have a lead. Corner kick, Dragici to take it from the right-hand side. Towards Badea with a header, and it's just over the bar from Julian Badea. to Sommer with a free kick deep in our own half. Plays it to Passionel, who's got a bit of time and space to find a pass. He does find a pass to Halep, who plays a lovely through ball to Badea. And Badea is through on goal now. It's Julian Badea. It's a great save from Gremsel, the Craiova goalkeeper. Come on, Dragici. Dragici whips it in. Nikoleski back post. It's headed away by Kovacic. And that's probably going to be the end of that chance. Unless Kukolos can pick this up, and he can't. He actually runs that out of play himself there. We were about to get a throw in until he touched it. Dragici with a free kick from the right-hand side. Whips it in towards back post. Sommer's there with a header, and it's saved by the goalkeeper. Or did that hit the post? Well, the goalkeeper definitely didn't touch it because it went out for a goal kick. Gremsel, long ball forward towards Nicolau. Up front for Craiova. He wins the ball in the end. Nods it down to Ion. Back to Baton. Baton with a chip through ball to Nicolau. Nicolau's through on goal. Great last-ditch tackle, but Sidibe should be scoring there. And he hits the side netting. We get away with one there. So 74 minutes gone, just about. We're going to make a few changes. We've got a few tired players out there. We've got Julian Badea, who's looking a bit tired in centre midfield. So we're going to bring on Ayub Abu for him in the centre midfield on attack role. And Ayadash isn't doing well at left back either. We've got Catalin Kokos, who can play at left back on the bench. So we'll bring him on. Possibly the better option, to be fair, than Claudio Iodash. But I think Kokos had a terrible game the game before this one, which is why he's not playing. I think that's what happened. We've got one more sub to make. Not sure I'm going to make it. I think we'll leave things as they are. Hopefully we can hold on to this 1-goal lead and get ourselves over the finish line and onto that 31 points total, which would confirm us and our place in the league next season, as Craiova have a chance now with Ondan. Passing now with a great challenge, and Halep with a chance to get us on the attack. Kukolj moving forward through the halfway line. Plays it right to Dragici. Got a bit of space to run into, and there's plenty of men getting into the box. Can he find one with the ball in? He's looking for Mitrovic. I think that's headed away by Kadreya. And now Nicolau is on a counter-attack for Craiova. It's Nicolau advancing forward with the ball. Finds Ion with a through ball, and Ion is through on goal. It's a chance for an equaliser. It's Ion, and Ion's hit the post, and is that going to go in? It is! Robert Ion with his 5th goal of the season. The spin on the ball after it hit the post sent it over the line, and FCU Craiova have an equaliser here. Not at all what we wanted. I think this means that we're going to be dragged into a final day relegation playoff battle with FC Voluntari. And you can see there just the spin on that ball when it hit the post, sent it over the line. The defenders could have arguably, definitely tried to clear the ball, but they just seemed to give up. But we've got another chance. It's a free kick. Dragici to take it in a great position. We need him to pull something special out the bag, and he's pulled it wide. So there's the full-time whistle. It's points dropped yet again for us. We were winning 1-0, but we couldn't hold on. Down to the final day we go. So here we go. It's the last game of the season. We are playing at exactly the same time as Voluntari, which is handy. So they have a tough tie against top of the table, well, top of the relegation group stage, Gazmetan Medias, whereas we are, of course, at home against 4th place Botasani. So we've made a couple of changes ahead of this final game of the season. Jeremy Van Mullen returns to the side in place of Gabriel Nikoleski. I think he might have been suspended for the last game. Something like that anyway. And then at left back, we've brought in Catalin Kokos in place of Claudio Iadash, who didn't have the best of times last game. Now, of course, a draw would be good enough, but a win is always better. So fingers crossed we can get a win. We will be keeping an eye on what happens with the Voluntari game, of course, as well. And just looking at FC Botasani's side, I've been reminded that we are coming up against one of our former players, Andre Moldovan, who was a very good centre-back for us. We just couldn't keep a hold of him. I think we had him on loan for a couple of seasons, and then he moved to Botasani, and we couldn't really do anything. He hadn't been playing there last I checked, but he must have earned his place in the side. So throw-in for Botasani. We are playing in our away yellow kit today, not to be confused with Botasani, who are playing in their red kit, despite the fact that we're at home, as Popper gets the ball from Moldovan at the back. It would be great if we could win the ball high up here. Moldovan plays that forward to Porath. Back to Andre Moldovan. Can he do us a favour by making a mistake? Not on that occasion. It's Blejder now to Porath. Forward to Parashiv. Inside to Mensah. Kokos makes a challenge. Mensah still got the ball. It's Mensah, and Mensah has given Botasani the lead. Paul Mensah with his 3rd goal of the season, and that is not the start that we needed. Long ball forward from Tomaniga up towards Halep, who wins the ball in the end, nods it down to Kukolj. Now Stefan Passionel in centre midfield. Plays it to Kukolj, who might have been offside there. It's Kukolj with the finish, and Kukolj has scored his 17th goal of the season. Is that onside? I think it's onside. We've got the equaliser. A very goal-filled opening 10 minutes here. But Kukolj managing to get the goal to draw us level. Halep winning the header from a Tomaniga clearance. Passionel then playing a beautiful chip-through ball to Kukolj. And he was onside. He was being kept on by the left back, I think it was. And a beautifully placed finish at the near post for Kukolj. Popper out wide right to the goal scorer Mensah now. Plays it back to Hergelgiu. Plays a lovely forward ball to Kubis on the right-hand side. A couple of men in the box. Pulls it back to Mensah. Now Azaz with the ball. Azaz with a shot and it's over the bar from Azaz. Dumitrescu with the throw-in for Botasani. Finds Blijdea in the centre of the field. He spins his defender and plays it forward to Parashiv. Botasani looking like the more creative of the two sides, I have to say. They're having a lot of the ball compared to us as Mensah is running down towards the byline. Pulls it back to Hergelgiu. Inside to Porath. Now Hergelgiu again back to Porath. There's a man in space on the left-hand side if anyone wants to find him. We are not marking him. I don't know where our right-back is, but he's not in the position that he should be as Dumitrescu gets the ball in, and Parashiv has restored the one-goal advantage for FC Botasani. Daniel Parashiv with the goal, and we're back to being a goal down. Dragici with the ball in from the free kick. Van Mullem's there with a header, and it's just over the bar from Jeremy Van Mullem. So close to getting us back on level terms. So we're at half-time, and fortunately, despite us losing, Voluntari are still level with Gazmetan Medias, so we would still be safe if things stay as they are. But we have got a few players out there who are playing pretty poorly. Tomaniga having a terrible game in goal on a 6.2. Vincenzo de Sommer on a 6.3 in central defence, and then Jovan Mitrovic on a 6.4 at left wing. I'm going to bring Nikoleski on for de Sommer. It's not a sort of change I would like to make, as Nikoleski is not as good as Vincenzo de Sommer, but de Sommer's looking a bit frustrated, and the last thing we need is a sending off. And then Mitrovic is going to make way for... we've got three to choose from. We'll go Claudio Danos, the youngster. See if he can find a bit of magic for us to get back into this game. Corner for Botasani. Parashiv with it from the left-hand side, to the back post, and that's headed off the bar, I think, and then cleared by Danos. Another chance to get a ball in for Parashiv from the left-hand side. Plays it to the centre of the box this time. That's headed away easily by Lonchar. Right, chance for us now. Can we make the most of it? Kokos with the throw-in. Danos to Halep on the byline. Back to Kokos. Kokos with the ball in. Badea's there with a header. Badea with a header, and it's over the bar. Again from Julian Badea. Free kick for Botasani. Barbie to take it. This isn't where we want the ball to be in the last 7 minutes of the game. It's still 0-0 in the other game. And that's off the bar and then headed away somehow, and Dragici heads it further away. But yeah, still 0-0 in the other game. Hopefully Voluntari can't get a last gasp winner in that one, as we do currently find ourselves just outside the relegation playoff places. As we get to full time, a 2-1 defeat. Disappointing, very disappointing relegation stage of the season. We've just collapsed in the final 9 games, really. But hopefully Voluntari have saved our skins. And indeed, it's ended 0-0 at Voluntari, so we are safe and secure in the knowledge that we are going to be playing in the Casa Liga 1 again next season. Hopefully, we're going to have a bigger transfer budget to work with in the summer, and we'll be able to get on with climbing up towards the European places, hopefully. There we go. So initial budgets have been set for the new season at a wage budget of 16.75k, which is a little bit higher than what we've got currently, but we'll probably just cover the wages that we've got at the club. And a transfer budget of 389k, which is a lot bigger than what we've ever had at Steaua. So all 9 games have been played in the relegation group stage, and Chindia Targovica are the side that have joined FC Buzău in being relegated to Casa Liga 2. Voluntari and FCU Craiova, of course, as we know, are in the relegation playoff, and then FCSB and Rapid Bucharest are in the European places playoff. Gazmetan Medias losing out in the final game of the season. Now at the other end of things, in the Champions playoff, there's still a game left to go in that. Faro Constanta currently lead the way, but they're only a point clear of second place Sepsi and 3 points clear of third place FC Arges, so still all to play for. We'll see who does actually manage to win the Romanian league. Who's the current holder? Oh, it's FCSB. Yeah, that's not happening again then. FC Arges could have a chance of being up there again. Or Sepsi. They've won it the year before last. What happened to FCSB this year? And I've just realised in the final game of the season, it's the top 2 facing each other. So whoever wins that game is going to be crowned the Casa Liga 1 champion for the 24-25 season. It's either Farrell Constanța or Sepsi, and it ends a draw. Would you have guessed it? So Farrell Constanța are the champions of Romania. FC Arges finishing second again. I'm pretty sure they finished second last year. They did. So 2 years in a row where they finished second. They finished third the year before. So it's time for the end of season review for the 2024-25 season. Let's get into it. So we'll start with the incomings in terms of transfers. So Milos Kukolj has the best highest average rating of any of the transfers that we brought in. Of course, brought in from FK India. He's been given an A+ grade by the board. Then we've got Jeremy Van Mullen, who's also on a 7.23 average rating. Signing of the season, apparently, the 26-year-old from Sparta Rotterdam. And I would agree with that. He's strengthened our defence when he's been able to play. He has picked up a few injuries and suspensions across the season, but that's to be expected. And the board are very happy with that, with a B grade. Ayub Abiu, not great, 6.63 average rating, didn't really get that much playing time with us. C+ in terms of the actual transfer itself from the board, but I don't know if he's good enough for us. But we've got him again next season. I'm pretty sure his contract's for a good couple of years yet, so we will see how he gets on. And then we have the loan signing of Gabriel Nikoleski, as it was when Tom Lang left, I think. We had him on loan until the January, and then we needed to get another centre-back in, and we couldn't afford to buy anyone. So we got this guy in, and the board were happy with him, coming in with an A+ grade. He played 14 times for us. He only had an average rating of 6.59. Wasn't too great. Came in and was part of the side that just collapsed at the end of the season. So not going to be renewing his loan. In terms of transfers out, it's always nice to see how the players get on once they leave the club. Mediop moving to Pregressel Spartak, played 15 games, scored 11 goals, 2 assists, average rating of 7.29. Then we've got Nick, the fullback, who moved to Otlul Galati, played 11 times, 0 goals, 0 assists, but a 7.01 average rating. And then Paul Kapachi, who we played in this episode, moved to FCU Craiova, of course, the fullback, and hasn't played very much or played very well when he has played. So in terms of the season's results, of course, finishing 8th in the overall league table, just missing out on the top 6 championship group by 3 points from UTA Arid, and then after that, it just went to poo, basically. We just about finished outside the relegation playoff places, and we need vast improvement next season. So we've been given a big budget. I'll get into my who I want to bring in the transfer window in a little bit, but yeah, we need to improve from this season. So in terms of our moments to remember, our biggest win was a 5-0 victory at home against Voluntari in November. Then our match to remember was a 5-1 victory over Paul Kapachi's FCU Craiova in August, and the goal of the season came from Radu Coxis in an away game against FCSB back in November. Now, in terms of the finances, I won't dwell on this too much, but we've had a little bit of an increase in broadcast revenue, corporate and hospitality revenue, and matchday commercial and retail from last season. In terms of shirt sales, the top shirt sellers are Kukal, Dragici, Badea, Passionel, and Van Mullen. And this is how we lined up. This is our best 11 for the season. So we got Tomaniga in goal, Desama, Van Mullen, and Burel in defence. Not sure about Burel being in there. I guess he did play quite a bit for us when we were having a bit of a nightmare with defensive options, but he wasn't great. Danos, Badea, Passionel, Mitrovic in midfield. Passionel as attacking centre midfield, and then Huiban and Kukolj up front. That's probably fair. Of course, we have changed our formation since the start of the season many times, but I think that's pretty similar to what we had it as. Now for the accolades, and apparently I won the first League Manager of the Month for May this season, which I don't think I did. I think that might have been last season. That's just somehow dragged in, and also November. But as far as the club awards, fans player of the season was Dragos Huiban, young player of the season was Claudio Danos. I've already said signing of the season Jeremy Van Mullen. Goal of the season, of course, I've also already said Radu Coxis. Top goal scorer was Dragos Huiban with 18 goals. Most assists, Milos Kukolj with 13. He was also the most player of the match with 4. Highest average rating was Dragos Huiban with 7.3. And the most passes completed per 90 minutes was 53 for Jeremy Van Mullen. And in terms of record breakers, we've got Dragos Huiban, who's broken the record for the most overall goals scored by a player in a season, as well as the most league goals by a player in a season with 18. And he's also got the most goals by a player in a match and most goals by a player in a league match with 4. Most assists by a player in a season, Milos Kukolj has picked up 13. Jovan Mitrovic has got the unwanted award of worst discipline with 12 yellow cards and 2 red cards this season. And then the youngest goal scorer, Radu Koksis, who's now 17, was 16 years old and 318 days when he scored. And 2 players have been added into the overall best 11. They are Milos Kukolj and Jovan Mitrovic, both being added to the bench of our overall best 11. Okay, so I just tried to negotiate the club vision and say that we could qualify for the Champions League by the end of the 28-29 season, but the chairman is not very acceptable of that one. So I think I'm just going to have to agree with the terms that he's set out here, that we need to work within the wage budget, of course, which is always one, and sign players to sell for a profit, which I'm not sure how well we're going to be able to do with that. So time for the team meeting at the end of the season, and it's probably going to be one where I say that we're going to be fighting relegation again next year, even though that's not what I want to do. But yeah, that's what all the players are satisfied with, so I can't really do any different than that. So just before we get to ending this episode, I just thought I'd show you the players that are going to be leaving us at the end of, well, this season in a month or so time. So we've got the 2 loanees, Marco Susniar and Gabriel Nikoleski, who are of course leaving us. Susniar's moving to a different club, I think, permanently. He's joining Concordia Chiajna on the 1st of July, and then Gabriel Nikoleski is just, I don't really rate him that much. As far as permanent players that are leaving, Nicolas Burel, Joao Bruno, and unfortunately Goran Lonchar are all going to be leaving at the end of their contract. Still trying to get Goran Lonchar to talk to me to sign a new deal, but I don't think he's going to. So we'll be saying goodbye to them, which means we'll have all 4 non-Romanian places in the registration squad. And with that in mind, I am looking at a few players. You can see a lot of trials here. But if I find it, Oliver Casey, there he is, from Blackpool. He's a centre-back. We've made an offer of £10,000, which would be, I think, the most I've ever spent on as Steaua Bucharest manager for a player. He looks pretty decent as a centre-back. Obviously, it's a position where we've had some difficulties this season. He looks more than decent, actually. His heading and tackling of somewhere in the range of 13 to 18 is very good. Strength between 10 and 15, and jump and reach between 13 and 18 is nice too. He's quite tall, and he's quite young as well. So hopefully we can get this one over the line, and he'll bring in a bit more strength at centre-back. Of course, we've got Van Mullum, and we've got Vincenzo de Sommer there, but it's always good to have more options. Other positions that I'm looking at, I just thought I'd show you this screen so I can show you more easily the positions, is obviously right back. With Goran Lonchar leaving, we don't really have a recognised right back in the squad, so we do need to bring in a couple of them, I would say, unless there's one that I can bring up. Well, I guess there is one that I can bring up from the youth setup. Katalin Kokos can play at right back competently, I would say. 1.5 star coach rating. Tackling of 11 is decent. Marking of 10. He's more of a defensive fullback, though. I'd ideally like to get a more attacking one in, but that's something I can look at in the transfer window. Centre back, of course, I want to bring in another one as well as Casey, just for more backup in case we have the issues we had this season. Left back, we need a couple of left backs. We've only got the youth left backs at the moment, and I don't think they're really good enough. Centre midfield is another area we need to strengthen, with Nicolas Burel and Joao Bruno both leaving us. It'd be nice to have a bit more solid backup in that position. And then simply because the players want me to, I need to strengthen up front. Quite a few players are unhappy with that, or they were unhappy with that. They've since changed their mind, so I might not need to do that. Just looking at, okay, people are looking alienated, but that's just the 2 people that are leaving us at the end of the season. So as far as happiness goes in the squad, everyone seems pretty good. So of course the season is over for us. It's not over for everyone else. They've still got the relegation playoff to play. Voluntaria facing Hermannstadt and FCU Craiova facing Concordia Chiajna. So the 2 away sides will be hoping to get their place in the top tier of Romania for next season. And then we've got the European Places playoff as well, the semi-final between FCSB and Rapid Bucharest, and then whoever finished in the position in the championship group, Sepsi. So Sepsi will be playing either FCSB or Rapid Bucharest to get that final European place. In terms of who is going to be joining us in the league next season from Liga 2, it's Academica Clincini and Universitatea Cluj. Of course, I've already mentioned Hermannstadt and Concordia Chiajna. So we'll be seeing maybe all 4 of them, maybe just the 2 that have already gained promotion next season. But that is it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel to get all my content when it comes out, hit the notification bell to stay notified, and I'll see you next time.